Your heart feels it, doesn't it? That pulse of energy inside you that cannot be ignored. That whisper in your soul telling you that today is not an ordinary day. Today you are being called, summoned to witness something extraordinary, something divine. I am here to tell you that the Archangel, fearless and ruthless, is present. And when the Archangel moves, the world feels the tremor. The unseen forces stir. The darkness shivers. And the truth of your life, the deepest truths hidden even from yourself, begin to surface. Can you feel it? The energy that cannot lie. This is not a message for the weak or the faint-hearted. This is for those ready to stand, to face the truth, to confront what must be confronted. If you are feeling a shiver down your spine right now, do not ignore it. Comment below if you feel it too, and let the universe know you are awake. The Archangel is fearless, ruthless in the sense that it will not bend, it will not compromise, it will not ignore the darkness when it creeps near you. Everything hidden, every secret, every betrayal you thought was buried, it sees. And it moves with precision, striking at what must be struck, revealing what must be revealed. Do not take this lightly. Share in the comments if you have ever felt a presence so powerful that it changed your perception of reality. Some of you are hiding from this truth. You may think you are safe. You may believe that the lies, the betrayals, the manipulations, the secrets of your family, your friends, your workplace can remain unseen. But the Archangel sees all. Fearless, it pierces through every illusion. Ruthless, it uncovers the layers of deception that you have tried to hide from yourself. Every thought you suppress, every action you deny, it will shine a light upon. And here is the most important part: you are not alone. The Archangel does not punish without reason. Its mission is to awaken, to protect, to guide. If you have ever felt lost, if you have ever been betrayed, if you have ever questioned why life is so cruel and so beautiful at the same time, the Archangel is here for you. Share your story in the comments. The Archangel listens. Your words carry power, and by speaking them, you align yourself with divine truth. Do you know what it means to be fearless? Most do not. Fearless is not the absence of fear. Fearless is the recognition of fear, and the decision that fear will not dictate your actions. The Archangel embodies this truth. Every step it takes is guided by divine authority. Every movement calculated, ruthless when the situation demands, but also profoundly loving when the soul needs protection. Can you feel the intensity of this energy? Like a fire burning inside your chest, it demands that you rise, that you stand, that you face the challenges you have been avoiding. And make no mistake, this is personal. The Archangel speaks to you, directly, not to someone else, not to a stranger across the world, but to you. It knows your heart. It knows the pain you carry. It knows the regrets that you hide even from yourself, and it knows that within you is the strength to rise above everything, if only you choose to listen. Comment below if you are ready to accept this awakening. Some of you will resist. You will think, this cannot be real. Who is this message for me? But here's the undeniable truth. The Archangel moves where it is needed. Its presence cannot be ignored. Those who have tried to hide from destiny, from judgment, from their own potential, will find no refuge. Fearless and ruthless, the Archangel calls each soul to face its reality and to claim its power. Now I want you to pause and ask yourself this. What are you hiding from? What have you refused to face? The Archangel will reveal it. And in that revelation, there is power. In that confrontation, there is freedom. If
मान सम्मान सब कुछ मिट्टी में मिल गया, अब हम लोग कहाँ जाएंगे? पूरा परिवार टूटता हुआ दिखाई देगा। परान हाँ की हिम्मत दिखाते हुए कहेंगे, भगवान श्रीनाथ जी पर मुझे पूरा विश्वास है, जरूर कोई रास्ता निकलेगा। दोस्तों, अब कहानी में बड़ा ट्विस्ट आएगा। कोठारी हाउस की नीलामी शुरू होती है। सब रो रो कर बेहाल हैं। वसुंधरा कहती हैं, हमें लगा था कि हमारी अर्थी इसी घर से उठेगी, लेकिन अब लग रहा है कि हमें बेघर होना पड़ेगा। पूरा परिवार हाथ में श्रीनाथ जी की तस्वीर लेकर घर से बाहर निकलता है और तभी गौतम सामने आकर कहता है, ये घर तो मैं ही खरीदूंगा, अब यह सब मेरा है। लेकिन दोस्तों, यहीं पर आएगा बड़ा धमाका। नीलामी में सबसे ऊंची बोरी लगाकर घर को खरीद लेता है कोई और। गौतम को लगता है कि अब वह जीत गया, लेकिन जैसे ही नए मालिक की एंट्री होती है, सबके होश उड़ जाते हैं। जी हाँ दोस्तों, कोठारी हाउस की नई मालिक कोई और नहीं बल्कि अनुपमा होती है। अनुपमा सबको देखकर कहेंगी, यह घर अब आपका है, आप लोगों को कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। सब शॉक्ड रह जाएंगे कि अनुपमा ने ऐसा कैसे किया।
Presence in their lives, and here is the paradox. The archangel is both a shield and a storm. Fearless in its protection, ruthless in its revelation, it will guard you from harm that you cannot even see. It will strike down the illusions that have trapped your mind, and through this divine intervention, it will guide you to the path that was always meant for you. Have you ever wondered why some people cannot move past betrayal? Why some feel forever haunted by what others have done to them? It is because they have not yet encountered their divine reckoning. The archangel will come into your life not as a whisper but as a force of undeniable truth. If you have ever felt despair, depression, or confusion, understand this. The archangel is your ally. It is your awakening. It is your liberation. Comment your thoughts below if you have ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable guidance in life. The ruthless aspect is necessary. Sometimes life requires a harsh wake-up call. Sometimes, love and protection demand decisiveness. The archangel embodies this. It does not negotiate with darkness. It does not delay when justice, truth, and protection are required. If you feel that something bad is coming your way, pay attention. The archangel may be preparing to intervene, to redirect the course of your life in a way you cannot yet understand. The archangel speaks, and its voice is not like the wind that slips past the ears unnoticed. It is like thunder shaking the core of your being, and yet it is not meant to terrify you. It is meant to remind you of the strength that has always lived within you, waiting for this precise hour to awaken. To be fearless is not to live without struggle or pain. To be fearless is to look into the storm with eyes wide open, knowing full well the strength of the winds, yet choosing to stand unshaken. Fearlessness is a soul's declaration that no betrayal, no loss, no setback, no deception will break apart what God Himself has placed within. Every challenge you encounter is wrapped not only in difficulty but also in purpose. And when you face it directly, strength is birthed within you. This is the very lesson the archangel comes to etch into your soul. Fearless is the soul that stares at what others avoid, that keeps walking forward where most retreat. Ruthless is the power that moves straight through every falsehood, cutting off the dead limbs of illusions, stripping away manipulations, and exposing the bones of truth. And yet this ruthless energy is not cruelty, it is purity. It does not destroy meaninglessly. It destroys only what blocks, what disguises, what weighs you down, so that what is real, what is holy, what is true can finally rise in you. This is why the archangel appears. It is not to cushion you from the truth but to force you to carry it fully, to allow your spirit to sharpen until it gleams with clarity. When you welcome this presence, you welcome the kind of fearlessness that no worldly force can take away. There is timing in heaven, divine timing, that might puzzle your understanding. You may have wondered why doors closed on you when you were ready to walk through, or why someone betrayed you when you had given your trust so freely. You may have questioned why an opportunity slipped away, leaving you with the sting of disappointment. But the archangel tells you, nothing escapes divine timing. The hand of heaven never moves too late, and never acts too soon. What is appointed for you arrives with precision. What is appointed for you arrives with precision, and when the archangel steps in, the motion is like a mark etched into the timeline of your soul. You know when it happens, you feel it. A sudden light in the middle of darkness, a certainty where confusion once lived, an answer where silence stood. Some call it coincidence, but deep inside you know better. The alignment is too strong, the timing too perfect. This is no accident, this is guidance. You will recognize the shift when it comes. First subtle, a nudge, a whisper, the kind of stirring you might attempt to dismiss as your imagination, but within days, within moments it grows. Your path clears, something hidden is revealed. A person you needed to see for what they are suddenly shows their mask slipping. Or a decision that tormented you with uncertainty suddenly becomes obvious. You know what to do, and peace settles over you, even if the choice is difficult. That is the signature of the archangel, not chaos, but holy clarity, not confusion, but direct truth. Every step quickens your pace toward the destiny written for you. And though fear tries to tug at your edges, it loses its grip because you now walk under a fearless light. This is when you begin to understand. Fearlessness is not always your natural strength. Sometimes it is the divine strength placed upon you by the angel's presence. And now consider this, your relationships, your surroundings, your environment. Who among those close to you hides behind veils? Who wears masks of loyalty but plants seeds of doubt in secret? Who whispers kind words while hiding manipulative intentions? Who is presenting themselves as something they are not? Deception can feel like a suffocating fog, heavy and cunning. You may have brushed off your suspicions, convincing yourself you are being too cautious, but the archangel urges you to pay attention to what does not add up. Eyes sharper than yours are watching. The unseen exposes the truth. Nothing remains hidden forever, not under this relentless light. Beware not in fear, but in awareness. When you sense falsehood near you, ask the angel for clarity and you will soon know. An action, a word, a revelation will unveil what has been hidden. Do not fear when this happens. Fear belongs to those who refuse to look. You are invited now to see. The point of such revelation is never to plunge you into chaos. The archangel does not act to scatter your life aimlessly, but to free you from the snares woven by dishonesty. For how can your spirit grow when tethered by lies? The ruthless strike of truth is sharp, but it is also merciful, for it severs you from what would have remained a chain around your destiny. And then, as the shackles break and the masks fall, you step into a liberating kind of strength. You begin to see not only who others are but who you are in the light of truth. For your courage, awakened by the angel, begins to move with such conviction that you no longer bow to manipulation, deceit, or betrayal. When you rise after such revelations, you rise taller than before, not because life spared you pain but because you endured its chiseling and discovered your own unshakable core. This energy of the archangel is not simply about confrontation, it is about awakening. The angel does not come only to fight battles outside of you, but to rouse the battlefield within. It calls forth your strength. Fearless is the part of you that refuses to lower yourself in the face of pressure, that does not surrender your values for comfort, that does not keep silence when truth begs to be spoken. Ruthless is the energy that slices away the habits, excuses and attachments that no longer lead you toward growth even though at one point they felt safe, even necessary. The angel's presence drives you to face the uncomfortable and abandon what weighs you down. Remember this. Growth always demands a letting go. A letting go of who you thought you were so you can become who you were always meant to be. And here the angel waits, urging and pushing until you release what was never meant to remain. Not every message can be soft. Not every truth can be whispered. There are times when heaven shouts through your silence, shaking the walls you have built inside yourself. The archangel is that shout, that undeniable break in the familiar rhythm of life. It arrives like a spark that cannot be ignored, spreading quickly until flames consume illusions and leave only foundation. Maybe you have experienced such a moment already, an occasion where in one breath, everything changed. You thought life was steady, predictable, safe, and in a single instant clarity struck, showing you what things or people could no longer remain. That instant may have left you stunned, even shattered, but soon came the realization, you had been awakened. A moment like that redefines you. It is irreversible, like opening your eyes after a long sleep. Once awake, you can never go back to dreaming the same way. That shaking, that spark, that is the angel's unmistakable work. The angel does not come to frighten you into submission, nor to intimidate you into surrendering your will. No, its presence is purposeful, gentle, yet unyielding. Its nearness is not a threat but preparation, for heaven wastes nothing and assigns no soul to wander aimlessly. The fragile nets of comfort humanity clings to, illusions of security, shallow victories, fleeting pleasures, were never strong enough to hold a spirit destined for divine purpose. To shield you properly, heaven must first sharpen you. And the sharpening does not happen in the lap of comfort but in the crucible of truth. The greater your destiny, the greater must be your preparation. This is the unfailing law of heaven's designs. The angel knows this, and so it comes. Fearless, ruthless, unbending, not to strip you of joy, but to break counterfeit joys that masquerade as safety. Not to rob you of peace, but to awaken you to the real peace that cannot be shattered by circumstance. Pain has never been its goal, only awakening. If you find yourself in an hour where illusions unravel, where truth pierces deeper than you thought possible, know this, you are not falling apart, you are being liberated. The angel has no interest in leaving you in blindness when clarity is so near. Even now, as these words reach you, the transformation pulses in motion. Something is happening silently but undeniably, deep in your very being. The air shifts. You feel it like pressure surrounding you, an unseen weight that is both heavy and unseen weight that is both heavy and yet freeing. Invisible eyes are on you because heaven is watching, heaven is near, heaven is pressing close and calling you by name. Perhaps you tremble as if some hidden part of you recognizes this moment as sacred. That trembling is not weakness, it is recognition. What surrounds you now is not imagination, not coincidence, not chance, that is presence. The angel's voice is threading into your life with precision, awakening your spirit, urging you to listen with seriousness. These words are not casual sentiments. They are divine counsel entering marrow, written quietly yet carved with eternal force upon your soul. Do not resist. To resist is to deny yourself liberation. To push back is only to delay what heaven has already declared inevitable. Instead, breathe deeper. Allow yourself to touch what trembles on the air, what passes through your heart, what whispers even as it roars. You're standing in a sacred moment. The call here is not to cower under the illusion of lies, but to rise in the power of truth. This presence, both fierce and merciful, does not come to belittle you or to paralyze you in fear. It comes to ignite you. It comes to lift your head and remind you that you were never meant to shrink into the shadows. You were never meant to fold in silence while deception weaves its chains across the earth. You were meant to rise. You were meant to war. You were meant to embody a fearlessness born in heaven, and this call is not only for you to hold secretly, It must overflow. You are urged now to share because silence in such an hour becomes agreement with the very illusions being torn away. Share the reminder, share the awakening, share the awakening. Speak it aloud in your own voice, release it into conversations, write it, toast it, let it tremble on the airwaves, let it enter into ears that had been dulled by distraction. For a single reminder, one message set free has power to pierce another's slumbering heart. It can light a spark where coldness once sat. It can shift the trajectory of a soul who thought they were forgotten. What you hold now is not mere words, it is a doorway. And when you share, you are not simply releasing words, you are handing others the key to transformation. You are inviting them to rise with you into this unshakable current of heaven's movement on earth. Do not think lightly of this charge, for voices gathered together amplify. When one rises, they echo. When two rise, they multiply. Quantitive warmth, but multiplied flames ignite into fire. Ative warmth, but multiplied flames ignite into fire. You were never intended to shield only yourself. You were formed to become part of a rising community of fearless souls. Every person whose heart stirs with this awakening adds momentum to what heaven is releasing on the earth. And make no mistake, heaven is moving with fearlessness and precision in this very hour. The archangel does not come vaguely. Its purpose is not blurred or uncertain. Its mission is unchanging. Its steps deliberate, reveal truth, shield the innocent, awaken the dormant power within you and set souls ablaze with purpose. In every tremble of your heart, in every thought being stirred even as you absorb this word, you are confirming what you already know on a deeper level. You cannot deny its presence. Your spirit recognizes what your mind struggles to capture. And the recognition causes trembling because the divine imprint is unavoidable. The call being placed upon you is fearless. The shield circling you is ruthless. It does not allow compromise, it does not water down truth, it does not negotiate with lies. It comes to stand unmovable. Heaven's power overshadows you, not to make you proud but to carry you. You were never meant to do this by your own might or wisdom. What surrounds you is immeasurable not because you hold the strength within yourself, but because heaven carries you inside its strength. That is why courage rises inside as you read, as if some unseen hand is tugging fear out of you and replacing it with boldness. But do not fall into delay. Time is not endless. The present moment is the battleground where choice matters. Too many postpone, too many whisper, later, as though destiny is patient forever. But delay is the refuge of the fearful, and you have been awakened for fearlessness. The angel's voice does not call endlessly into the void. It calls with precision and it calls you Nav. That urgency pressing into your chest is not randomness, that is heaven's insistence. So the question pierces you, will you answer? Will you stand now? Will you breathe intentionally? Will you lift your head defiantly against every chain still rattling at your feet? Will you resist the temptation to bury this moment, to hush the shout in your spirit, to pretend you did not hear? The threshold is before you, and destiny is standing upon it. Heaven has prepared you through fires you once thought were destruction, but were only shaping. Heaven has stripped from you what you thought was safety, but was only illusion. For such a moment as this you have been made ready, though you hardly knew it. The angel does not call randomly, it calls intentionally, and now it calls with urgency. It is time, not someday, not after hesitation, not when conditions align. Now, destiny's summons is not a whisper you can dismiss, it is carved reality demanding response. Your spirit trembles not because you are weak, but because you are standing in the magnitude of the divine. Fearless and ruthless is the presence surrounding you. Fearless and ruthless is the protection now enveloping you. Fearless and ruthless is the purpose locking its grip upon your soul. You're being asked to choose to rise fully, to awaken wholly, to step out of numbness and into battle, to stop shrinking when heaven asks you to expand. The measure of heaven's presence this hour confirms what is demanded. Courage. The energy pressing close is not here to crush you, but to see if you will answer. Will you surrender illusions? Will you abandon delay? Will you stand fearless while eternity watches, while heaven fights for eternity watches, while heaven fights for you, while truth surrounds you? The moment has come and its weight will not let you retreat. It requires your voice, your stand, your willingness now. The angel does not withhold, nor will destiny wait endlessly knocking. You have been sharpened, stripped, prepared, and now the hour has arrived. This is not shadow. It is light piercing shadow. This is not fear. It is liberation calling by name. And as you feel this presence tug at you with insistence, remember, you were made for this. You are not a mistake, not an afterthought. You are part of heaven's deliberate release, chosen to awaken, called to rise, carried into fearlessness. Step forward, lift your head, answer now. Awaken fully. For the angel is here, and heaven's moment is upon you.